mean, granted, there's always people that are like, hey, we meet with you today, sign the listing agreement, we're on the market in 2 days. And that's fine. We can still get great activity because we've got a really sound marketing plan. But I think the key for this would be agents out there that are only thinking that weekend open houses are the key. I think that you're missing the mark. So, I mean, during the week, there is a huge pool of people that would love to, after work, show up to an open house to be able to see something and fit it in between meetings and that kind of thing. So
well,
I
that
think
latest listing you were just talking about is a prime example of that.
it generated over 100 parties in just a couple days because, I mean, same weekend, another agent, same street. Granted, this was, I think, their second week on the market, but they didn't have, I think they only had one person come through that open house. So, you know, in regards to how you really prime the pump, it's super important that you also have just your agent has a solid marketing plan, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think one of the things too that I wanted us to chat about was when we're talking about agents and niches and that kind of thing. I think so many people think that they can get information online, think that they can go to Zillow, they can go to all these online sites and that kind of stuff. But would you go to your doctor and start telling your doctor how to prescribe something to you because of ChatGPT, right? Like, would you just go?
Some people might.
Some people might, and actually, I mean, there's some power in that, right?
Yes.
There is some power to the AI stuff and to chat and to be able just to say, hey, what's going on? It's giving consumers and people some more confidence.
Sure.
But it does not make them a professional in that industry, right?
Well, there's a difference between just knowing something or hearing something and going, that sounds good, or that looks like a good path, or that's pretty intelligent, or that makes sense, versus actually hands-on experiential knowledge that gives you that higher level expertise.
Well, we are the physicians of real estate, right? Just like a physician of medicine. Like, we are the physicians of real estate because like I said, we're doing this, we're immersing ourselves, we're always growing, we're always learning. And with part of that, I mean, your agent really is more important than the market or than the agent.
Yeah,
who
because
you
every
choose.
market's different.
Yes.
And not only that, but what's happening now across the board, and this is pretty much, I think, throughout the entire United States, you're going to have these little markets that are very hot. You're going to have other ones that are cooled off. You're going to have some that are kind of dying. You're going to have others that are very normalized. And that's kind of the standard right now, is a normalized market. So whereas you could speculate maybe in a highly volatile upwards type of market, now you have to take a lot more care in order to really serve our clients, serve the sellers and buyers both.
Yeah, you don't need more information. You need more.
That's right.
Right.
Information is we're all on information overload.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that our clients, our friends, our family, the people that we work with and we care about deserve that extra, attention to detail and go, okay, let's look at this a little closer. Let's not be in too big a hurry. Let's really, take the foot off the gas pedal a minute here and take a real close look at the market, even up into the day before that property launches
it's
on,
changing.
say, the multiple listing
yeah.
service, all the internet sites, et cetera. It changes daily.
What do you think some mistakes are that buyers are making today in today's market?
Well, I mean, it still is confusing for some buyers, and I get that. But I think the biggest thing, everybody's using the buzzwords about interest rates. Interest rates go up, interest rates come down. They always have. And that has been kind of like the scary issue for a lot of buyers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, interest rates. And I get that, because if you're looking at what you qualify for, and we've always counseled people on, look, don't overextend yourself.
Yeah.
In fact, we've told people before, no, you really shouldn't buy this in your situation. Right?
Yeah, well, I think a good example is that there was recently a buyer that really wanted a house, and it was truly about $100,000 more than what they really wanted to spend. And so they really were going to stretch themselves,
Yeah.
and knowing their lifestyle. That's why it really comes down to getting to know your client,
Right.
because plenty of people will just go on that button on Zillow and say like contact an agent, and then they just go show some houses. They don't ever get to know their agent, and their agent doesn't get to know them.
Yeah.
So when that happens, you can't know, well, by overextending yourself on this house, it's actually going to stretch you to where the lifestyle that you're living right now, you're not going to get to have that.
Yeah.
You don't get that. You don't get the luxuries of going out to dinner every week, or the fancy concerts or whatever it is that you do, right? So getting to know your agent and letting your agent in is a huge part of this.
And by the way, I do have to say that the listing appointment that we went on together here a couple of days ago, good case in point. You just, because we're not transactional, we're relational. And you took the time to sit down and just really chat with the folks about what their plans are, where they're headed. And we knew them somewhat going into this situation anyway. So there was a warm opening to that, but it's got to go deeper than that, because you're forming a team, right? And it's just like a ball team, a baseball team, a football team, a basketball team. You have to work together. And how can you work together if you don't know each other?
Exactly.
So